Back in index pointing right, so if you're ready to train your mouth and speak with confidence, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. Welcome to my channel. If you're learning English but feel nervous when speaking, you're not alone. In today's story, Train Your Mouth to Speak English will help you understand why speaking is a skill, not just knowledge. This story follows Kabir, a student who could read and write in English but couldn't speak it confidently, until he started training his mouth daily by repeating simple phrases, shadowing native speakers, and practicing out loud. Like Kabir, many learners know English in their minds but not in their voices. So let me ask you, do you practice English aloud, even when you're alone? Are you waiting for fluency to arrive, or are you building it sentence by sentence? Remember, your mouth needs training, just like your mind. Fluency comes from speaking, not just studying. If you're ready to speak confidently and train your voice every day, hit that subscribe button and join us, because your words matter and your journey starts with just one spoken phrase. Subscribe now for weekly speaking practice, learner stories, and tips to build real confidence. The Voice Within. In the bustling city of Jaipur, where the sun painted golden streaks across ancient sandstone walls, lived a quiet boy named Kabir. He loved reading in English. From the age of 10, he devoured books, adventures, mysteries, and poems, all in English. He could understand most of what he read and even wrote thoughtful essays in his school notebook. But there was one thing he couldn't do: speak. The words lived in his mind, beautifully structured and carefully stored, but his mouth refused to say them. Whenever he tried to speak English aloud, something strange happened. His tongue stumbled, his lips hesitated, and his voice became uncertain. Even though he knew the words, he couldn't say them clearly. He felt as if his mouth didn't know English at all. One day, his English teacher noticed his struggle. After class, she said, "Kabir, your grammar is excellent, and your vocabulary is better than most. But English isn't just in your head. It must be in your mouth, too." She handed him a list of simple phrases and said, "Speak these aloud every day. Don't just read them. Train your mouth. Make it familiar with the sounds." Kabir looked at the paper. The phrases were simple. "How are you today? I would like a cup of tea. Could you help me, please?" It seemed too basic for someone who read Dickens and R.L. Stevenson. But he trusted her and promised to try. That night, Kabir stood in front of his mirror and began, "How are you today?" His voice cracked. He repeated it. Then again. He said it 20 times, like an actor learning a line. By the 15th time, it felt less foreign. His mouth began to adjust to the rhythm, and something inside him shifted. He realized that knowing English wasn't the same as owning it. And to own it, he had to speak it out loud every day, building the muscle. From that day on, Kabir added 5 new phrases every week. He called it his mouth training, and he took it as seriously as an athlete preparing for a marathon. In the early mornings, when the world was quiet and the city still asleep, he whispered English phrases to himself as he brushed his teeth or tied his shoes. He didn't just repeat words. He trained his mouth to feel the language. Some sounds were harder than others, like the TH in think or the V in very. At first, they felt impossible. His native Hindi didn't have those sounds, and his tongue resisted. But like a gymnast practicing a move, he kept going. Slowly, his tongue learned where to sit, his lips learned how to shape sounds, and his breath adjusted to English rhythm. It wasn't magic. It was muscle memory. Kabir also began shadowing English videos, listening to speakers and repeating everything they said. Immediately after, he matched their speed, tone, and pauses. He wasn't just learning words anymore. He was training his voice just like singers or actors do. His favorite show became Planet Earth, narrated by David Attenborough. Kabir would sit with a remote, replaying lines and repeating them. The Arctic is one of the coldest places on Earth. He would mimic the exact pronunciation until his voice sounded similar. At first, it felt silly, like pretending to be someone else. But after a few weeks, something amazing happened. He started speaking English more naturally. When his cousin called from Delhi and asked him in English how school was going, Kabir didn't freeze. His mouth moved. His voice responded. And for the first time, he didn't have to translate the words in his head before speaking. They simply flowed. Not perfectly, not fluently, but with rhythm and confidence. He was no longer afraid to speak. His mouth was learning its new language. Conversations over perfection. As his spoken English improved, Kabir realized something surprising. People cared less about his grammar and more about his willingness to talk. When he started joining group discussions in school, he still made small mistakes. He said he go instead of he goes, and more better instead of much better. But no one laughed. In fact, people listened. They appreciated his ideas and his courage. And slowly, they began responding in English too. Kabir started making English-speaking friends. Not native speakers, just fellow learners, each at different stages. They corrected each other gently, shared new phrases, and even joked in English. One of his closest friends, Priya, often said, "It's not about being right. It's about being brave." That line stuck with Kabir more than any grammar rule ever had. He started a small club at school called Talk Time, where students came every Saturday to practice English in a judgment-free zone. No marks, no grades, just voices and practice. They played speaking games, told stories, and acted out role plays like ordering food, asking for directions, or giving a presentation. Kabir noticed how everyone, even the shyest students, spoke more confidently after a few sessions. They weren't perfect, but they were present, and that made all the difference. Kabir had discovered that fluency doesn't come from knowing every word. It comes from using the words you already know. And to do that, you need to let your mouth work. Speaking is not only language, it's action. It's like playing an instrument. You don't become a guitarist by reading music. You have to strum, miss a few chords, and keep playing. That's how your fingers learn. In the same way, your mouth must move for English to live in your voice. From learner to speaker. 2 years later, Kabir stood at a school event, microphone in hand, preparing to give a speech in English. The audience was full, parents, teachers, guests. His hands trembled slightly, but his mouth was calm. He began, "Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something we all have, a voice. But to use that voice in English, we must train it." His speech was clear, confident, and personal. He told his story, the early fear, the practice in front of the mirror, the daily phrases, the mimicry, the mistakes, and the magic of daily repetition. He ended with a line that echoed across the hall. Fluency is not about speaking fast or perfect. It's about speaking without fear. The audience erupted in applause, and Kabir's heart felt lighter than ever. He hadn't just learned English. He had trained himself to own it. Later that day, a younger student approached him shyly and asked, "How did you learn to speak like that?" Kabir smiled and replied, "I train my mouth. Every day. For months. You could too." And in that moment, he passed on the same message his teacher once gave him. Not a grammar rule, not a list of vocabulary, but a simple, powerful truth. Your mouth needs practice. Not silence. Not delay. Not perfection. Just practice. The more you speak, the more your mouth adapts. The more it adapts, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the more natural English feels. Kabir didn't stop there. He began creating short videos and tips online, helping others train their mouths the way he did. His message reached students in other cities and even other countries. All because he learned to speak, not just with his mind, but with his voice. That's the real journey of English speaking. And it starts when you stop waiting and start training your mouth, one phrase, one sound, one brave word at a time. And that's the story of Kabir. Proof that fluency doesn't start with perfection. It starts with practice. He didn't learn to speak English overnight. He trained his mouth day by day, sound by sound, until speaking felt natural. Like him, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment or accent. Just start. Speak out loud. Repeat simple phrases. Shadow native speakers. And most importantly, don't be afraid to sound different, because every time you speak, you're getting stronger. Your mouth, like any muscle, learns through use. So keep speaking, keep practicing, and trust your progress. If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more real English learning stories, speaking tips, and weekly practice videos that help you speak with confidence. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss your next step toward fluency.